It's worse in Melbourne, in Australia, by the way. A pregnant woman was arrested, handcuffed by the police for saying that she wanted to demonstrate against the lockdown in Victoria. I believe it's Victoria-wide. I don't think it's just Melbourne. I was just on a Zoom conference. I gave a Zoom speech, as it were, to Melbourne, and the rabbi that I was in dialogue with there was telling me how draconian the laws are. I may have him on. The English-speaking world has truly flipped out in almost every arena. Well, welcome to the show. This is the time when you have to fight back. One way to fight back is not to fly American Airlines. I hate calling for boycotts. My whole life I have been proud of the fact that I never boycotted even Ben and Jerry's, two morons on the left. But it's now, there's no choice. American Airlines has announced that its flight attendants and others can wear BLM pins. That makes for a charming experience to have a fascist organization represented by employees of American Airlines. Just fly something else and tell them why. I feel like burning my, let's see, I have it on. No, I don't have it on me. I'm on one of the highest levels of American, but they've lost me. This is what I mean by you have to fight, and you have to send them a letter, very polite. Say something to the effect, it is a despicable organization. It does not represent blacks. You know they don't represent blacks. You listen to your diversity, well, not a dean, commissioner of diversity at American, and you're cowards. That's just what we need in our time is to politicize your flight. It's not enough to politicize basketball and football. Now your flight has to be poisoned with it. Can I don't know, can an employee wear a Trump pin? And I don't want them to wear one. That's the thing. I'm passionately for the re-election of this president. But I don't want flight attendants wearing Trump pins. There's no escape. Remember, the left is totalitarian. I've said it all my life. Most people think that I've engaged in hyperbole. Maybe now you realize that is literally accurate. All leftists are totalitarian. Liberals are not, conservatives are not, leftists are. Total. Our control must be total. You cannot escape leftism. Not even on an American Airlines flight, that little bubble in the air. So why don't they just rename it Left-Wing Airlines? You are not welcome if you consider police lives valuable. You are not welcome if you know that BLM is a despicable fascist group. Why can't people say that? It's so obvious. Do you see what they do in almost every city? Now Rochester and Pittsburgh. The other one was Washington, D.C. They scream and curse people, white people who are having dinner because they're white and they're not a racist organization. It's the most racist organization in the country outside of the Ku Klux Klan. It's just beyond belief that the fact that there are many whites in it doesn't make it not racist. The sick people who join it, the angry, sick people. Don't fly American Airlines. It's easy to avoid it unless you are in a hub and it's the only airline that services your city. If we don't fight back, and it's a little inconvenient, so you'll have to reroute your route, There's now refunding on tickets. Just give it up. You don't pay a penalty. At least you don't on United. I suspect it's now true for all the airlines. What am I flying today? Flying United, I believe. United and Delta need to see the reaction against American for making your trip crappy, tension-filled. That's all it is. And they do it. Oh, I got to read to you. I mean, their message. Oh, my God, the Orwellianism. American Airlines, here we go. Crews will be allowed to wear Black Lives Matter pins on their uniforms while on duty, the company announced Sunday. In addition, the company is also working to design its own pin that will show its symbolic support of a diverse and inclusive work environment. That's what we need, folks. More politicization of American life. God, there was a time, not long ago in America, you could watch a sporting event with no tension of political tension. Go to school with no political tension. You could go on an airplane with no political tension, but the left has screwed it all, and I wish I could use the real word for screwed. Breitbart continues, clearly we live in a time where it is so important to have a dialogue. Oh, yeah, no, this is not Breitbart. This is the company's message. Clearly, we live in a time where it is so important to have a dialogue about this important issue of racism in our country and try to find common ground. American is truly committed to having an inclusive culture that is welcoming to all and a reflection of our country and world. What does that mean? It means nothing, you realize. What? Welcoming to all? I am not welcome. Do you not understand? Half of America has utter moral contempt for the Black Lives Matter movement. We completely support the concept of Black Lives Matter, but it's like saying because I'm anti-communist, I'm anti-worker. I will not fall into that trap. BLM uses blacks, just like the Communist Party used workers. This is why American is so committed to creating a more tolerant and diverse team. Really, it's been intolerant thus far, American? Is that right? How exactly? Through our partnership with American's Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. These are the people who run corporations now. They're so, because cowards run big business. America is being destroyed by big business more than by government. This is unique in history. When you think of Nike, when you think of Amazon, and all of them, I mean, it's just, and the foundations, the private foundations, the Ford Foundation with $1 billion to radical groups, is it?